I think Beacon of Hope is as homegrown a project as you can find. We were born of the city dialogue on race and racism. Marianne Haas, who was the school board chair at the time, Bob Wade, Paul Fitzgerald, Roselle, they would sit around at these coffee shops and talk about their vision of what can and should be to help our community be the community we want to be a part of 50 years down the road. I can remember all of us, our board, folks who are active in the community, going into the high school, spending time with our students, asking our seniors what they wish they would have known that they now know, what information would have opened more doors for them, talking to students who were out, and it was eye-opening. We knew that we had to do something to help remove those barriers early on while we were creating the scholarship, and it was the Future Centers. So we had an interim superintendent at the time who really got the idea. In fact, it was he who said this could be a game-changing project for Lynchburg, and who am I to stand in the way? So he really helped shepherd that, Larry Massey, that idea. And we had a school board who was so forward-thinking, and they were willing to take a chance on kind of a strange idea. We had two principals who were fully on board and said, if it's about the students, if it's about the kids, I'm on board. So all of those things kind of lined up. We'd raised enough money, the town was behind it. Everything kind of changed when we hired Lydra McQueen as our Heritage High School Future Center director. And she and her partner, Heidi Vandehoff, were the architects of what is really now known as these high-functioning, super effective Future Centers.
Back in 2014, when I joined the team, there was 4 of us on staff. Heidi at Glass and myself at Heritage, and then Laura and Joan, out in the community beating the pavement for the funding for us to do what we were doing. So we were very young as an organization, very young and scrappy. In the Future Centers, we just looked where the need was, and we created a program to meet that need. And then here we are today with a more established program. We know what the needs are, we continue to adapt, but there's certain things that we don't have to figure out because we know what's working. We've seen it work, we see the statistics, we see the success in our students. I had been in the Future Center for 5 years when we had gotten to the point that we were ready to launch Stay Close, Go Far, which was in 2018 for the class of 2019. And we knew that we couldn't just launch the scholarship without support. The timing just worked, and Laura saw in me that I was ready to make this leap from establishing what Future Centers look like to creating what our Office of College and Career Success would look like to support our Stay Close, Go Far and Commonwealth Scholars.
It was probably one of the most pivotal moments that I think any of us will ever have professionally or personally, really seeing that. I get goosebumps when I remember looking out at the auditorium at Glass, and that room was filled with 2019 graduates. And we got to stand, the whole stage was filled with just all the folks in this community that were part of making this promise happen. And the kids were like, what's going on? And we said, guess what? You get to go to college because this community believes in you, not because you've achieved some grade point average, not because someone in your family doesn't make enough money, because you deserve opportunity by being a part of this community. And that was such a cool message to say to them. And here we are in 2024, and we've created a promise program that is sustainable now for another 5 years down the road, 5 years longer than we ever thought we would. We've got an incredible array of programming that's trying to meet students literally from the time they're little people in elementary school till the time they're signing their first offer letter for their first job, and then some. Beacon has really never been in such solid footing. After 14 years of building this, it really is the perfect time to hand this no longer baby, this fully functioning, very effective organization off to new creativity and new hands and new leadership. It just feels like the right time. I could not be more proud and humbled, and I really think I speak for this entire community and all of those who've been involved with Beacon to say there is no better person to run this organization than Lydra McQueen. And our board of directors has announced Leidra McQueen is coming on as Beacon's new executive director effective April 2024. Leidra is going to lead with the energy and the empathy and the care and the innovation that's going to take this organization and really this community to new heights.
I will say, though there will be a new or a semi-new face in the leadership role, the vision is still the same. We want to invest in, inspire, and equip Lynchburg's youth to do whatever it is that they want to do. There's a few ways that we're going to continue to do that. Number one, scholarships in perpetuity. Stay Close, Go Far, as Laura stated, is slated to be able to fund through the class of 2029. That was never the dream. The dream was forever. And so that is still the goal, and that is what we're going after. The vision of Beacon is bigger than each individual person that's helping to make it happen. Beacon, since inception, has been a community mission, and it has been beautiful. Laura has prepared me for this. My career has prepared me for this opportunity, and I'm ready to see this thing through because the mission is not done. There's still so many more kids to serve, and we want to make sure that they have opportunity. This is a season when hope is needed, and this organization is here to continue what we've set out to do, and that's to give LCS students, Lynchburg's youth, hope and hope over and more opportunity to see them be successful.